Okay, just making sure I'm alive here. All right, cool. What's going on, people? Welcome to the LV Live Show. I'm LV Live. Please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Once again, I want to thank all the new subscribers for coming by to my channel, man. It is truly, truly appreciated. So it's a playoff preview, man, for the Eastern Conference Finals. First time the Knicks have been there in 25 years, man. So everybody is uber excited, man. I mean, I can't wait. This is the renewed of old rivals, right? Even though they got us last year in a 7-game series. Of course, guys were injured, but you know the history here. We all know this, right? 1999, of course. We knocked them off 4-2. We go on to the finals, lose to the Spurs. And of course, they knocked us off in 2000. And they, 4-2, they went on to lose to the Lakers in their series, right? So the last time they went to the finals, they beat us. Last time we went to the finals, we beat them. Right, so the rivalries here, of course, Reggie Miller, of course, the Davis boys, everybody. If you know hoops, you know what I'm talking about, right? Mark Jackson also to play with them. He used to give him the shimmy and stuff like that. This rivalry goes back, and of course, Reggie Miller, right? The choking signal, you know what I mean? All that good stuff he did, and I don't know, I forget how many points he scored in like 30 seconds. It was something ill, right? But we all know the history. Patrick Ewing missing the finger roll, right? This goes back, man. This rivalry is serious. Starks and Reggie Miller going at it. I mean, this is the beauty of this. And I think that's what makes this great, man. Bringing back sports rivalries, I think, is very important, especially for the playoffs. It gets the viewership. But most importantly, it feels good, right? It feels like this is how it should be. It should be the Knicks against the Pacers, right? Going into trying to get it to the finals, or the Knicks beating the Pacers and move on in the Eastern Conference, right? These are the things that should happen. This is the beauty of sports, right? It rekindles things. It opens up a feeling, right? That for some of us who grew up in the 90s and remember those times, it's a nostalgic feeling, man. You know what I mean? I feel like I can just get like shot back in the cannon right back to that time, and I feel like exactly where I was, how I was feeling. I was in school during the time, college, and the Knicks were a big deal, man. The Knicks were really, really good in the 90s. They were always in the playoffs. They were always in the mix. And it was just a great time, man, to be a Knicks fan. And, of course, the dark ages in the 2000s, right? We understand what that was outside of the mellow years, right? But it just feels good, man. It just feels good. And I think for me, I'm looking forward to this more than anything is because of the revenge feeling, right? That's how I feel. Revenge tour. And I feel like last year we were kind of slighted, I feel, because, we were injured. Guys got injured. We were up 2-0 on them boys. Now, OG Anunoby pulls that hamstring. And, of course, we know what happened after that, right? We were pretty much up on them boys in game 3. Then Nimhart, he comes down. He kind of hits a three-pointer over Brunson. And that's what propelled them, right? I believe they beat us 111 and 106 and kind of made the series 2-1. Then, of course, they tied up 2-2. We went up 3-2. And I believe they won the last 2, right? But, guys were injured. Josh Harder had the stomach issue. Brunson broke his hand in game 7. But guys were just spent. We were running on E. Of course, Randall didn't play. Mitch didn't play. So there's a lot of pieces that were down for us, and we still took them 7 games. So for me, the exciting part about all this is that now going forward, we have something to look forward to. We have something to push for, to try to get better at. And I think in watching this game and seeing just the history behind it, like I stated, there is really no words at this point. You know what I mean? Like, you get to a point where you just say, okay, let's just do it. You know what I mean? It feels right. Like, it feels like this is the team we should be playing. And of course, also too, just been hearing a lot of stuff out there about, the Pacers and how good they are, they're fast paced, and, they just, the Knicks are going to have a hard time guarding them. And I've been hearing so much slander about us, what we could do, what we can't do, how another team is better than us. It's just insane, man. Just all the stuff that comes with being a Knicks fan and the impact of just people not believing in us and looking at the situation saying, okay, you know what? Well, you guys did beat the Celtics. Okay, so what? But Tatum was down. Tatum was hurt. Right? It's these type of things that, you kind of see, and you're just kind of frustrated by it because that it's not true. It's not true. We were going up 3-1 on them boys with Tatum there. He goes for the ball. He gets hurt. And, we want Tatum to come back and be healthy, of course, because he's one of the premier players in this league. But you can't take that away from us. We went up on them boys 2-0 in Boston while Tatum was playing. So, all those things kind of get, it's more things are being said about Boston making a mistake and not us. Like, it's more of that. Just Knicks, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live. Big Task, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live. Disc Rover, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live. The great one, MBIC, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live. So it's just all those things, man. It's like excuses on top of excuses, not even giving us our props for being a really good team and fighting through certain things to win certain games, or even against the Pistons. A lot of people had us losing against the Pistons. Like they said, oh, you better watch out for Detroit. They're going to knock the Knicks off. The Knicks don't have the grit. They don't have the fight. Just all these different things. And so now, going forward into the Eastern Conference Finals, we done shut everybody up. We're still hearing we're getting more of the pushback. And the beauty of this is, once again, right, taking on the underdog role. And I love this feeling because that no one believes in you. People feel like you shouldn't even be here, even though you're number 3 in the East. You got one of the best records out there. Still not enough. People are still looking at you like, okay, you're not that good. Knicks Junkie, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live. Everybody coming through, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. Rondo, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live. And so, for me, it's like us against the world again, right? No one wants to believe us. Fine. I like it like that. And then just the whole, you would think, right, because it is the playoffs, you would think the mindset should be, well, who's got the best player on the court? Who does? It's Brunson. It's been Brunson. But still, it doesn't matter. They don't want to give us that pride. Juan Miguel, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live, man. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, man. But I appreciate you coming through rocking with me and my crew. Eric Green, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live. This is the playoff preview for the Eastern Conference Finals. Knicks going against the Pacers, man. Rivalry renewed. So we've had the best player on the court, but still that's not enough. And it's like what I've told you guys before, right? The playoffs is different. The game slows down. You can speed it up all you want, but the game slows down. And at the end of the day, do you have a guy that can get a bucket? That's it. Because guys are going to play defense. They're going to allow certain things to go, right? The refs are going to do that. But do you have a guy that can get a bucket? Because in the playoffs, they know what you're running. They're going to take away your first option. So when you have a guy, an A1 guy, does he have a second option to go to? Does he have a third option to go to? Does he have the fourth option, fifth option, sixth option? Because all the great players, the elite guys, have those options to go to. So there's no defense that can really stop those guys. They do what they want to do. And that type of guy, who I feel we have in Brunson, is what pushes your team over the hump. But still, that's not enough. I like Halliburton. I think he's a really, really good player. But he's not close to Brunson. It's not even close. They're totally different players. And for me, I would rather have that guy in the foxhole than, to me, Halliburton. Because I know that when there's no pass available, no one y'all can swing it to, because that's what Halliburton is known for. I know this guy can get a bucket, and a big bucket. And what I mean by that is he can get an N1, or he can hit a 3 in someone's face. Right, he'll come down, he'll put the pressure on the defense like he did against Boston and get a layup, right? So this is what he does. He just knows when it's winning time, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 2 minutes left in the game, 46 seconds left in the game. That's the guy I want with the ball in his hands. And to me, when you have that guy, I have no idea why people continue to pick against the Knicks. You have all these guys, no disrespect to anybody, please, but they all got all these nerds, all these analytic guys, Everybody on the computer typing up what's the percentages. 1 + 1 is 2 with these defenses. This is the percentage of the time he does this. Yo, knock it off. A lot of times it's just, yo, give me the rock and move out the way. And sometimes it's just as simple as that. And the biggest thing of it all, it's a want-to, man. It's a want-to. Like my man Big Taz just said, listen, I've said it all the time, Big Taz, right? When the money's on the table, when the money is down, that's when he's at his best. And so for me, that's what I got from all of this. With everything that's happened in the playoffs. They said, okay, you know, they lost the series against Detroit. Detroit's just going to bully us all over the court. Brunson and Towns put him to sleep. Then they said, oh, Boston, no. Boston, there's no way they might win one game. They had us getting smoked in 5. Like this the things that was the narratives that were out there were insane. Then we come back from being down 20 points in both games. Still no love. Oh, yeah, Boston's going to get them. Boston's going to get them. They're going to get them. The Knicks just don't have enough. This is a joke. The Knicks don't even belong on the court with them boys. We got them dudes up out of there in 6, man. And it should have been 5 if they would have been focused. So, with Tatum, we were up 3-1 on them boys. 3-1 on the defending champs. And still, it's not enough. Still not enough. Still, you're hearing all this stuff about all this nonsense. So now you're just saying, okay, cool. We've seen this before. We've read these clips before. And that's the beauty of sports. That's the beauty of sports, and that's the beauty of this thing, because the reality is this. Sometimes you just can't, percentages can't work out why you come back from 20 both nights, back-to-back games. Why do you do that? Why don't you go type it in a computer and type in them numbers and figure out the percentages of why that happens or how that happened? Sometimes it's just grit, man. Sometimes it's just, in football we say, or on boxing, football and boxing, you just say, you bite down on a mouthpiece, man. And you just get it. You just get it out the mud. It's really, really that simple, man. And no disrespect to anybody, please. And I truly mean that. I know people say when you say that, you mean this, you try to be disrespectful. I'm not, because I don't want people to be offended. But if you've never played, you'll never know, man. You'll never know. You'll never know what it's like in them trenches when everybody feels like you should lose and no one believes in you, what that feels like. And how that invigorates a team to go out there and prove everybody wrong. So what I told you guys before, when you're in that locker room, it's just you and your brothers, man. It's a brotherhood in there, man. It's a brotherhood. If you've never played, you'll never understand what I'm talking about, man. It'll sound like I'm talking Swahili. You won't understand it. But if you've been in them locker rooms, if you was the man on your team, this is going through high school and college, whatever level, man. You know what I'm talking about. You can't put that in percentages, man. You can't put that in analytics. You just can't. I don't know how to explain it to you. You just can't. And I think that's what the Knicks have been able to show people. And still you have doubters. Still. Oh, the Pacers, they just, they run the Cavs off the court. They do this. They're so fast. Yo, man, the Cavs aren't a good matchup for them, man. It's all about matchups. It's not about the numbers. Sometimes it's about the matchups. Towns is going to be a problem in this series. A problem. Yeah, he's not the best defensively, but when was it known that the Pacers were the best defensive team in the league? I have no idea. None. Are they a better defensive team than the Pistons? Do they have anybody over there that's like Osar Thompson? Do they have anybody over there that was giving Brunson problems? Brunson was still cooking them. Do they have anybody over there like Jaylen Brown, that's a great defensive player, like, of course, Drew Holiday, and, of course, Devin White? Do they have anybody over there that's great defensive? Do they have that? Do they have a bully in that Baja like Jalen Duren? Do they have that? I just like to ask questions. Because if you hear people talking, you would think, the Pacers are the second coming of Lakers Showtime. once again, I just like to ask questions, man. Do the Pacers have anybody like that? Do they have anybody like that? And so for me, that's where I get all the way confused. All the way confused. Okay, man, I went on my tangent. Just wanted to hop in the chat real quick, man. Let me see what everybody's in here talking about, man. I appreciate everybody coming through, rocking with LV Live, man. It's truly, truly appreciated. We getting right to it, man. We got to find out exactly what the series is looking like. I'll give my breakdown in the end, but I just wanted to kind of hop in with my guys, man, and talk to you guys right before because the game is coming up, man. The game is Wednesday, so let's get to it. Knicks Junkie says the Knicks in 6. Look at that. I love that. Rondo says the Knicks in 6. Beautiful. And BIC says maybe people talk smack about us because most of us aren't realistic and we haven't won a championship in 52 years. So, NBIC, people, once again, give thumbs up to NBIC, a pillar here in the LV Live show. So, because we haven't won a championship in 52 years, NBIC, does that mean that we just don't get any respect for how this year's team is? This year's team and how we got the best closer and a second team All-NBA guy who now people are talking about deserves to be on the Mount Rushmore of the Knicks. That doesn't matter at all. They talk about us like we're like the 8th seed. You would think we won 30 games this year the way they're talking about us. This Rover says, I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm getting a little nervous again for Wednesday. It's nervous. This is good, man. That means you're ready. True story, LV Live, LV story time. So before my games, right? I used to kind of like my hands would shake a little bit. Not even like twitch, but I would kind of like just go like this, like right before a game or right before the tip, right? Kind of have to go like this to kind of like settle myself down. When I was playing football, it would be the same way. Like before I would get the ball, and I knew I was getting the ball, like on a big play, because I was running back, I would like kind of tap my feet, like right before I got out of the huddle to kind of settle myself. It's a nervous energy, but it's more of excitement, this Grover. It's more of excitement because you're ready, right? It's a weird feeling. Once again, I'm going to say it again. If you've played, you understand what I'm talking about. Whether this goes to any sport. Like I'm not, just it could be soccer, it could be taekwondo, it could be anything, okay? Anything. If you played anything competition-wise, you know what I'm talking about. Nervous energy is good because that means you're ready. If you prepared the way you should, you're nervous because you're ready. You're ready to get to it, man. You're ready to get to it. Because once the game starts, people start hitting, tackling-wise, people start hitting shots, basketball-wise, hitting home runs or getting a grounder, whatever in baseball. Then that kind of goes away because you're locked in. But you got to get that thing out of there, and that nervous energy because you're ready to go, man. You put so much time and energy in to get to this point that you're ready to let it out. So nervousness is good, this Grover. That means you're ready. You're ready for Wednesday. My man Eric Green says, let them keep talking, man. We do it on the court. Keep doubting us and find out. Go Knicks, go. Agreed, sir. Agreed. Well said. Well said. NBIC said, Leon is probably the best marketer in the business. He got everyone on his godson's bandwagon. He got everybody on the bandwagon. So is it a bandwagon or is it like a real thing, NBIC? Because I don't think it's a bandwagon. I don't think it's a bandwagon. I don't think it's marketing at all. I think Brunson is the real deal, man. It's not a joke. It's not a fluke. I think he's the best small guard in this league outside of Steph Curry. And those guys are getting old. Kyrie's coming off an ACL. Steph Curry's got hamstring issues. I think them guys are on their way out. Brunson is in his prime. He is the best small guard in this league right now, man. This Rover says, Tyrese Halliburton got multiple games without breaking or even 10 points. Our captain couldn't score less than 20, even if he tried. Agreed, man. I agreed, this Rover. I think they're just different players, man. I think they're different players, and I think honestly, I don't even think it's close, man. I don't think it's close at all. At all. Halliburton disappears in games. He disappears in games. So I just, I get it. They want a storyline, it's cool, but to me, it's no comparison, man. They're not even close, man. MBSC says, I love coming here, man. Oh, we appreciate you coming here too, sir. We can always tell when he's been in the this award is winning. Oh, okay. Juan Manuel says, I think Cat is good enough to beat Turner inside and outside. Agreed. Turner's a really good ball player, Juan Manuel. He's really good, but Cat is different, man. Cat is different. Cat struggles defensively. I understand that. He has limitations, but offensively, he's on a different level, man. He's on a different level. He's tough to deal with. He's tough to deal with. And then when you put that double big line up out there, I'm gonna touch on a little bit. That causes problems, man. MBIC says Halliburton is the definition of a playmaker, something we don't have. We don't have a playmaker, sir. Brunson's not a playmaker. He's not. Once again, I just like to ask questions. Yo, Jay Supreme, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live. This is the Eastern Conference Finals playoff review. Rivalry renewed for them boys, man. Okay, let me see what's going on, man. Wolverines 1986. What's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, sir. But I appreciate you coming through rocking with me. We have Brunson, and we ain't losing in the series. In Brunson, Mr. Clutch, we trust. Agreed. Well said, Wolverine. Wolverine 1986. Question I have for you. Did you graduated from Michigan? You graduated from there? If you don't mind me asking, you went there? The Underrated Dawkins. What's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rock with LV Live tonight. Yeah, Underrated Darkness, man. Just hit me up. Hit me up in the DM, man. Hit me up. We'll chat about that. The Great One says, if Halliburton isn't that good, how is it that his team has gone to the Eastern Conference Finals back-to-back? Okay. I love this. Once again, big shouts to NBIC. We appreciate you coming back here. A pillar here in the LV Live show. Last year was a fluke. We all know that. And it showed when they played Boston and got smoked. Right? The Underrated Darkness is it's in my description box on YouTube. Just look it up right there. Hit me up on Twitter. DM me. We'll talk. Okay, I'm sorry. NBIC. Okay, let's get refocused here. Because I gotta pay attention to you here on this one. Going back to back, right? Okay. Didn't they beat everybody and everyone was hurt? They beat everybody and everyone was hurt last year, right? And no one was healthy. We didn't even have Randall. We didn't have Mitchell. We was up 2-0 on them boys. 2-0. So they got to a real team that was healthy, and they got smoked. Boston blew them up out of here. If I'm correct, they swept them. And I remember that's when Josh Hart, if I'm correct, everybody here correct me. Didn't Josh Hart make the joke to Halliburton like, yo, man, how is it you came home to the playoffs? You came home. It's the same time we came home. Oh, okay. You're the fan of 1986 Wolverines team. Okay, cool. All right. He said make that joke to Halliburton. Say, yo, how you came home the same time we came home? Because at least we could have got one out them boys. That's what he said to Halliburton. Because they got smacked. He said, at least we could have got one out of them. Now we face them. We should have faced them last year in the Eastern Conference Finals if we didn't get injured. But we face them again. We beat them boys in 6. They got the same crew. We beat them in 6. The Pacers got the same crew. The same crew. I don't care how they're playing. They got the same crew. We done added pieces. and everybody still thinks we're gonna lose to these boys. How, man? If they doing the numbers, they doing all these calculations. How that doesn't make any sense. We had them boys 2-0 last year. It was looking easy. They just magically, I don't know. Okay, they got Mathurin back right off the bench. Is he gonna give them 30 points a night? Mathurin was injured last year. I get it. He's back. Okay, so the addition of Bridges and the addition of Towns changes everything, because now you got a guy for Halliburton, right? Now you got a guy for him. So now it balances out. And Towns gives you problems, man. Towns gives you problems. That step out big is a problem. And one thing about the Pacers, which they're not good at, is on the glass. Everyone knows that. Wolverines 1996, Mathurin is underrated. Listen, I like Mathurin. I think he's a great player. I think he's really good coming off the bench. But Wolverines 1986, is he to the point to where he pushes them over an edge where people got us losing in 6 to these guys? Is he that much of a difference as opposed to us getting Towns and Mikal Bridges, an all-NBA guy, and Mikal Bridges that's been to the finals and is battle-tested? You see what he does in the playoffs. And I'm sorry, oops, I forgot the best offensive rebounder in the game. We got Mitch back. That's going to eat Thomas Bryant's lunch. They're big that they come off the bench with. I mean, come on. You know, you would think this team is a defensive stopper. They can't rebound the ball, but yet they get out and pace, out in space. Oh, my God, they're the Showtime Lakers. This is being set up beautifully for us. I hope you guys are seeing that. Now, I'm a confident guy. I trust in my team. I don't underestimate my opponent. I do not. But what I do know is that a lot of people are underestimating us. They're treating us like we're the worst team in the playoffs right now. We won the series against Indiana during the regular season. We won this. Excuse me. We tied. We won 2-2 with Minnesota, and we blew Minnesota out. That's when Towns came back home, right? It's Towns went bananas on them. Come on, man. I'm just saying. But it's a beautiful thing, though, because once again, like I stated, let them doubt us, man. I love that they doubt us. I love it. I love it. But there's a lot of bad blood out there, man. There's a lot of bad blood. I think the Knicks want this really bad, man. I think they really feel it in their bones. I think they really want to get back. With that being said, let's listen to the captain, man. Listen to the captain. Listen to what he had to say.
I mean, it still kind of bothers me, but I feel like once you get into the season, you start thinking about the next game and everything like that. Obviously, it was a missed opportunity last year playing them at home in Game 7. Regardless of who we had out there, don't really know like a timetable, but I mean, it definitely hurt that we lost.
So the captain's telling you right there, man, how he felt about it. He's telling you right there, man, how it bothered him. So, these guys remember that, man. These guys remember that. They're licking their wounds. Trust me, they are. But now I think they're laser focused. They know how good the Pacers are. They're not like downplaying them like whatever. They're going to approach them the same way they approached Boston, especially with them knowing that they lost to them last year. So there's a different type of hunger that comes with that. See, the Pacers, they're coming in. They beat the Knicks last year, so they know what it's like to play in the Garden. But it's different now playing against Cat and Bridges, right? This is a different team. It's way different. And so to me, that's the exciting part about this. Also, too, guys, we got to remember the history too, man. The history that goes back. I mean, these guys have been at war and at odds for a very long time, man. All 90s was a lot of battles, man. A lot of battles. And I think the beauty of this, of course, having Reggie Miller on the broadcast, right? I think it's going to be beautiful to see, man, because I think that in a lot of ways, it basically It's like I don't want to say I don't want to say sentimental value. I don't want to say that, but once again, I said it earlier, but it's very nostalgic. So it feels right. Feels right that Reggie is there. Feels right that John Starks is there. Feels right that both of these teams are in it. And also, too, guys, this is also, believe it or not, both teams are really trying to cement themselves as the next up. Who's the team that should be the favorite next year? Because Boston's gonna be finished, right? You got Cleveland. We never believed in Cleveland, right? Let's be honest, guys. I'm gonna throw it out there. We all said this. We all said Cleveland is cool, but we want to wait to see them in the playoffs, right? Hasn't it been said over here on the LV Live show? I said I like Cleveland. We got to give them respect, but we got to see what they look like in the playoffs. And then they get mollywopped by the Pacers. This is what I mean with Cleveland. That's why I never was the way that I was about them, because we got to see who they are in the playoffs. They fold up like tissue paper with everybody. Like it's just all these issues, and they got all these players that they're killing teams throughout the year. We saw this a couple of years ago when we smacked them up in the first round. They're soft. That's just what it is with those guys. They're soft. So I never really trusted the Cavs. So I'm not surprised they got their doors blown off by the Pacers. I'm not surprised by that. But this series right here is kind of like a springboard for whoever wins this to pretty much say, okay, we're gonna be holding down the East for the next couple of years. Everything's got to come through the Garden, or everything's got to come through. You know what I mean? Where they came out? Where they play out at? Fieldhouse, right? I forget the name of it. Out there in Indiana. Everything's got to come through there. And so that's, to me, what this is also to bringing, because whoever wins this, they're going to be the team next year that people are going to say, okay, they're going to probably want to win in the East because everybody's going to be coming back. We're going to have everybody back. They're going to probably have everybody back. So I'm just saying, this is, to me, is what builds up to that. Or shall I say, propels that. And that's the beauty of, what Wednesday is going to start, right? And it just feels good, man. And I think we're in prime position, good striking position to go back to the finals for the first time since 1999, which would be technically, what is that, 26 years? Wolverine 1986's Cavs a soft team, man, and it starts with the playoff choker Donovan Mitchell. Yeah, Spider's struggling, man, and I'm kind of glad he didn't come to New York, because this is a different place than Utah and Cleveland. See, he can hide out there. He can play well and do certain things, but it's different in this city, man. And I never knew, even though Spider's from here, it's different playing for the Knicks. Ask Stephon Marbury, right? So it doesn't really matter really what you do in other places. This is a different place. This is a different jersey, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like when guys, perfect example, Devin Williams for the Yankees, right? He's starting to pitch better, right? I'm giving guys my baseball insight. He played for Milwaukee last year. He was a really good closer, but he's coming over here and he's struggling. You know why? Because the lights are brighter over here, man. It's brighter. It's different. Mikal Bridges was in Brooklyn, right? He can do certain things and get away with it over there. No one cared. He come over here. Soon as he miss a layup, he's the worst player ever, right? The pressure is different over here. It's just different. The lights are different. Everything's different. You see everybody that's over there on the games, right? On the sidelines, it's just different. You see everybody that's at the Yankees games. It's just different, man. So when you come here, it's just a different expectation, man. It just is. And I don't know if Spider would have been able to live up to that. I just don't think so. So I'm not surprised that because he was choking when he was over there in Utah. Remember, Brunson was giving him the work out there when he was with Dallas, giving him that work. And so I'm not surprised at what's happening over there with Spider. I'm just not. I like Spider. I think he's a great player, but I don't know if he's not a 1A guy to me. He's a really good, maybe like Robin. I don't think he's a Batman. Brunson is a Batman. So, your team goes as your leader goes. This Grover said, yeah, Cavs are strong in the regular season. They weren't prepared when pushed came to shove it in the playoffs. Agreed. But they did that before this, Rover. You know what I mean? We've seen this before with this team. We've seen this before with them. This Grover says, Kenny Atkinson downfall. He coached too well, and they cruised. Yeah, man. I don't. Yo, man. I like Kenny Atkinson too, man. And of course, I like Johnny Bryant. I mean, but man, your players are your players, man. I mean, it's a certain type of mentality, a certain type of guy that you're going to need to get through the playoffs, man. The playoffs are tough, man. It's you got to be mentally tough. You got to beat a team 4 out of 7 times. So you got to beat a team 4, 8, 12, right? 16, first round, semis, right? So you got to win. You got 16 times. You got to win, and these are all against the top teams. It's not against a bunch of scrubs. So it takes a certain type of mental fortitude to really get through. And also, too, a little bit of luck with injuries, right? You got to make sure guys are healthy, right? All those different things got to play. It's got to all land right for you, man. And I think that a lot of times these guys come in here and think it's like the regular season. They say all the right stuff, right? But you can see it when they first kind of come across a situation where like it doesn't feel like the regular season. They kind of go through some ups and downs in the game. What do? Do they prevail or they fold up like a cheap suit? What do? These guys be folding up like cheap suits, man. A lot of these dudes. And you see it. And that's what happened. There he goes, NBIC playoff choker, man. Didn't he have 46-point game? Yeah, so what? They lost. What does it matter, man? What does it matter? What does it matter, man? He's supposed to be the guy. He's supposed to be the 1A guy. They can't get out of the second round. We smacked them in the first round 2 years ago. Did they lose in the first round last year? Or they lost in the second round. The Cavs. Who they lose to? Or they lose to Boston? Vibes, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through Rockin' with LV Live. Rivalry renewed, man. Playoff preview show. Appreciate you coming through. You know what I'm saying? So it's different, man. Come on. Who cares? Who cares if you're scoring on points? NBIC, who cares, man? You're losing, man. Doesn't matter. NBIC said, but the Yankees are champions, man. We are just hype in anticipation. Here we go. He's back. He's back, everybody. He's back. Let me repeat what he just said. But the Yankees are champions, and we are just hype in anticipation. This is why we get hype and jump out the window when we with any good fortune. So we're just hype. We made it to the Eastern Conference Finals, man. We got 2 second team all NBA guys. Both of them started for the East. We beat Boston in 6. So we're all hype. How hype where, man? Where? Just help me, please. Help me. That's why I like to ask questions, NBIC. Elaborate for me, man. I don't want to assume. I don't like assuming. Oh, Eric Green, they lost to Boston in the second round. Okay. So the last 3 years, because Spider's been there 3 years, right? Brunson's been here 3 years. This is year 3 for Brunson. Spider lost in the first round, second round, and second round again. In both rounds, he's gotten blown out. Brunson lost in the second round against the Heat, right? That's when he forgot to pass. He didn't pass to Josh Hart, and he tried to shoot the shot and slipped or stumbled, and they lost to the Heat in the second round. That's when they smoked the Cavs. Then last year, they made it far, lost in the second round in 7. So he lost in 6 to the Heat, 7 last year, and they just smoked the champs. They smacked them up. So we're progressing, man. So it's levels to this, man. It's levels. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to, once again, I like Spider. I think he's a good ball player, but come on, it's not even close. Let's hear what Josh Hart had to say, man. Josh Hart had a lot to say, man. Let's hear Josh, man.
Yeah, WWE wrote a great script, so there's going to be a lot of guys that's going to be trying to get on WWE this summer. But no, I mean they're 2 of the best point guards, not just in the East, but in the league. And It's going to be fun. They both have two different playing styles. Obviously, JB scoring more of a scoring guard. Tyrese, runs that offense, gets guys involved, pushes the pace, those kind of things. So it's going to be back and forth matchup. Chess game. But both guys are extremely talented. Is he just playing with the damn door? And look forward to that.
Great breakdown from Josh, man. He's talking about them two boys going at it, the two best guards in the East. Very exciting, man. Very exciting time. And I really, truly think that I think Brunson's going to be Brunson, man. I think Halliburton's going to be him. I think he's going to have great games. He's a really good player. So I'm not trying to diminish who he is because I think Halliburton's really good. I just think him and Brunson are totally different players. And I think for when the playoffs are around the corner, the playoffs are here. Most importantly for the playoffs, you can't disappear in games. Halliburton does that a lot. And I think with any team in the playoffs, you got to have a guy. You got to have a guy that can get you out of jams, can come up with big shots, timely buckets. You got to have a guy. Every team that's out there right now has a guy. The Knicks, Ant-Man with the Wolves, and of course Shea with OKC. The Pacers don't have that. Halliburton's not that guy. Miles Turner, no. Siakam, no. They're good ball players, but are they a guy? Are they the guys that can run off 10 straight points and you can't check them? It doesn't matter what you do. They're killing you right now. Do that? They don't have a guy like that. They don't. And then the other dynamic, too. Here's the other dynamic, too, that's really getting at me, man. Once again, I appreciate everybody coming through rocking with me, man. I truly do. Please, everybody hit that like button, man. Let's kind of reset this room. Please come through. Hit that like button for me. But I appreciate everybody coming through rocking with me today, man, on the Rivalry Renewed Eastern Conference Finals playoff preview show. So I appreciate everybody coming through. Please hit that like button. The other thing that's frustrating me, right, that's really bothering me is the fact that you would think that Nembhard and what's the other guy, man? Nesmith, right? The ends, man. Nesmith and Nembhard. You would think they've had Brunson in clamps. You would think that Brunson can't score on those guys, and they got a whole bunch of wings out there that they can throw. Brunson cooks them dudes, man. Cooks them dudes. Cooks them. Yes, Nesmith. This Grover, I appreciate you, sir. Thank you so much for that. He cooks these dudes, man. Puts them in the blender every single time. So you would think, right, that we've forgotten that. That's just, these guys are now just the second coming of Dennis Rodman and just defensive stoppers. You would think that. Brunson be scorching these dudes, man. Scorching them. And, you let other people tell it, you would think these guys are going to put Brunson in clamps. I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, I get it. The Pacers run a great offense. I mean, I understand it. I just don't see. I don't see anywhere where they beat the Knicks. I just don't. I think the Knicks are battle tested. I think they've gotten through the hardest part of this thing here, right? The toughest part of this. And I think that when you beat the champs, the way we beat them, it kind of gives you an edge, meaning how you play, the confidence you play with. It's like another layer of body armor that you're able to deal with. And so when you kind of go through the series that the Knicks have gone through, a tough and gritty and rugged, series against Detroit, the same type of thing against the champs. You're getting knocked around. They're down by 20, but you're fighting your way back. It was like a straight up like a Tyson and Holyfield fight. Like it was really, really that. And so you had to dig deep and pull it out and beat the champs. To me, there's nobody that's more battle tested than the Knicks. So that's why I'm confused as why people don't see that. Maybe they're looking at the analytics, I guess. They're typing up in the computers the percentages. And they didn't watch the games like we did. Once again, like I said, I just like asking questions. Vob says, LV, man, who do you think would have won, Pacers or Celtics? Oh, I think the Celtics would get them, man. You're talking about healthy, right? Oh, I think the Celtics would get them, man. Get them. Big time. Celtics probably beat them in 6. They don't have Vibes, they don't have the grit like we have. And also, too, Vibes. Boston defensively is on a different level. We saw that, right? We were struggling offensively at times against them. But we got the players. I'm talking about the elite guys, like Bridges and, of course, Brunson being Brunson, right? Towns being – we got the elite guys that can get a bucket. You know what I mean? Like, they don't really have guys like that. They're more of a team-oriented team. So it's all got to flow together. They don't have a guy that can go one-on-one and get his. Rick Carlisle doesn't like doing that. He likes the ball being swing, 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 shot. Swing, 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 shot, screen, screen, swing, 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 shot. Let's get on a fast base. Fast break. Let's just go, 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 go. Fast pace, fast pace, fast pace. So that's cool. But in the playoffs, everyone knows the ball slows down, man. The court shrinks because defensively, you're allowed to do different things. They allow you to play. So now you got to get a bucket one-on-one. They don't really have a guy like that. And they don't rebound well. I think the Celtics get them out of there in 6. Because of that. And they don't have anybody over there like Mitch who gets busy on that glass. You understand what I'm saying? So that's the thing. Those make and break a series. And so to me, I think that's that's why I just don't understand, certain things. Vibe says we beat the champs, yet we fear the Pacers. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. I'm glad you're laughing, Vibes, because that's exactly how I felt, man. But I think this is LV coming up with his, with his soliloquy. Okay, we'll say that. My hypothesis, right? I think people just didn't believe in this team because of what happened in the regular season. And as much as people say the playoffs are different, and we should understand that, people are still holding on to what they saw during the regular season. They're still holding on to it. They're still holding on to how we looked in the regular season against the top teams, what we did here. They're still like they totally haven't detached the fact that, man, these guys are playing great in the playoffs. They just beat the champs. They just beat them. I don't care whatever. They beat the champs. Tatum, hurt his leg, Achilles. But when he hurt his leg, they were down by 9 with 2 minutes left in the game or 3 minutes left in the game, and the Knicks were taking control of the series in a stranglehold. Tatum was there when they blew 20-point leads. Maybe this team is different. But they moved the goalposts. The Pacers stunk this year. Then they started playing better. Then it's like, oh, but look at the Pacers. But they didn't have a great regular season. They were average at best. They were average at best. They struggled this year. They had their ups and downs. They started playing good later in the season. But I'm just saying that why don't people use that? They don't want to use it. They want to hold on what they want to hold on to. It's a joke, man. So that's why I said we need to embrace the underdog role because no one's going to believe in us. NBIC says, dude, we took advantage of an injured team. We were down 20 every game -1. We rode Lady Luck. If not for that, we lose the series hands down. Okay. Once again, everybody, give thumbs up for NBIC, man. A pillar here in the LV Live Show. He's been going all season. He disappeared, then he just came out of the ashes and appeared back on the show as the great one. So we appreciate you, NBIC, for coming through rocking with LV Live. So we were down 20 every game -1. We rolled Lady Luck, right? We rolled her, right? Let's keep it G-rated here. Let's keep it G-rated. LV's not going to jump out the window with that comment. Okay, let's keep it G-rated. Okay, let's go back. If not for that, we lose the series hands down. And they took advantage of an injured team. Where were the injuries? NBIC. Where was the injuries? In game 1, where was the injuries? In game 2, where were the injuries? In game 3, when they waxed us, because they waxed us in the Garden. There was no excuses then. Game 4, we put them dudes in a stranglehold. We had them in a sleeper. You know what the sleeper is, right? Anybody old school, you know what I'm talking about. You put them in a sleeper hole, right? It's finished after that. Or you put them in a full Nelson. You ever did that to your little brother or your little cousin? Put them in a full Nelson? We had him in a full Nelson in game 4. Tatum got hurt. But Tatum was getting busy too. What do you have, 42? But Brunson was matching him point for point. The captain came out and let his cape fly. And we were up on them boys by 9 when he got hurt. It was about to be 3-1, man. So where did we take advantage of an injured team? Where? Now, once again, it's like asking questions. And we lose the series hands down. How do we lose the series, NBIC? How? The captain was locked and loaded game 4. Locked and loaded, 38. He should have 40. I'm just being honest here. What did the captain have in that game 4? Please correct me, anybody, if I'm wrong. What do you have? We had 18, right? He had 18 in that third quarter. Scorching hot. Tatum had to match him, because if not, their doors would have got blown off. It would have looked like game 6 and game 4. If it wasn't for Tatum, captain was on fire in that third. There was nobody injured then. Nobody. I mean, I don't know what's going on with Porzingis. Porzingis has got a stomach bug, I guess. I mean, I don't know what's going on. He didn't look injured out there to me. He's just tired. I don't know. That's not injury. He's playing. He's running around. If he's got a cold or something, that's a different issue. Everybody has the flu. Remember Jordan in the flu game? You get the flu sometimes. Okay, P and Brown was injured. Okay, Brown was injured. Okay. I didn't think he was injured. He was out there getting busy, man. Out there getting busy. So now he's injured since when? Since when? Oh, he's running around, grabbing dudes' packages and stuff like that. Throwing elbows and forearms in OG Anunoby's face. Come on, man. He was getting busy in game 5. Getting busy. Nobody's talking about injuries. Not nobody. Knicks will be 2025 and 2026 champs, man. I appreciate you coming through Rock with LV Live. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, man, please subscribe to the channel, man. But I appreciate you coming through rocking with me and my crew, man. It's truly, truly appreciated. But see, these are the narratives that are out here, man. Once again, everybody show love to NBIC because he's just keeping it a buck. And that's what we want to do here. Be honest. On this show, that's what you do here. You be honest. New subscriber, Knicks will be 25, 26 champs. Appreciate you, sir, coming through and rocking with me and my crew, man. It's truly appreciated. You got to love NBIC for that. He's honest, man. He's honest. That's what you want. But that's the narrative that's out there. That's the narrative that's out there, man. That's what's going on. People are out there talking the same stuff that NBIC is saying. They don't believe in us, man. After we done did what we did to the champs, they still don't believe. They had us losing to Detroit. You remember the whispers that was out there? gotta love it, man. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. You gotta embrace this stuff, man. You gotta embrace it. NBC says they weren't the same team as before. Let's not act like they wasn't anything wrong. Yo, what did they do to the? What did they do to Orlando? They smacked Orlando around, right? What they beat them in 5, right? They beat Orlando in 5. Tatum was scorching them dudes. NBC, they had us down 20 both games. How is this not the same team? See, once again, we moved the goalposts. They had us by 20, my man. They had us by 20 in both games. They had us by 14 in game 4 because they're the champs and they know how to defend. We were struggling offensively. But we had to dig deep, man, to pull these wins out, man. That's a different type of tenacity. Different, man. Different level. But it's the playoffs. That's what it's about. And they came roaring back and beat the champs in 6. That type of stuff you can't coach. That type of stuff you can't type up in analytics and say, oh, this shouldn't happen. Yeah, I know, but it's called sports. If that's the case, then the Knicks should have lost every game. If that's the case, if we're going to do analytics and numbers. Remember this team, right? Remember this team, this same team. Everybody had the Knicks in the Eastern Conference Finals when the team was assembled. They said, yo, this team should be in the finals, Eastern Conference Finals. Remember that, guys? Everybody in here, let's keep it a buck. It was Eastern Conference Finals or bust with this team. That was the ceiling. And now we get here, we shouldn't be here, all this other stuff. Think about that. Think about the things that were said when this team was assembled with Cat and Bridges and OG. They said, yo, this team is Eastern Conference Finals or bust. That was the narrative. Now we're here. Now we're here. And now people say we shouldn't even be here. LV can't make this up. It's called fake love, man. It's called fake love. You guys got to know it. You got to identify it. You got to identify the fake love, man. It's out there heavy. It's out there heavy out there. They don't love us, man. They don't love us. But you know what? You know what? Low key, you ready? But they want to be us. You hear that? They don't love us, but they want to be us, man. They wish they were us. You see the city going in a frenzy just by that. You see what was going on. You see Big Mitch out there rolling his big truck out there. You see the city. You see the love they getting. They wish, man. They wish they had it like this. The envy is real, man. What my man said? What did my man say? When the hate don't work, they start telling lies, right? I'm going to say it again if you didn't hear me. When the hate don't work, they start telling lies. That's what happens. It's real out there, man. It's real out there. Let me show you how real it is, right? Let's I got a clip here. Just keep it G-rated, though. All right? We've got to kind of jump out the window. Look at this.
Give a fuck. Knicks is 6, pussy. Took all that shit now. What you gotta say?
Let's replay it again. It went kind of fast. Wendy's getting blitzed out there. He's out there in the jungle. Dolo. He bugging out. He out there dolo. He not even from the city. He from Cleveland. He out there dolo with a suit on amongst the heathens, amongst the beasts out there. They roaming. They all lubed up, ready to go. And he out there chilling, walking like it's... Come on, man. It ain't sweet out here. You running your mouth on TV, talking crazy, you gonna feel it. Look what's going on out there, man. Even Wendy is getting it.
I'm supposed to lose it. I don't give a fuck. Knicks is 6, pussy. Took all that shit now. What you gotta say?
Oh, man. You gotta love it. So New York City. If you don't know, if you ain't from my town, everybody know, no matter what borough you're from, this is the type of heat that happens. When you run in your mouth, this is what happens. We're going to see you outside, man. You got to come outside eventually. And he came outside the garden. That's what happened. When the hate don't work, they start telling lies, man. That's what goes on, man. That's what goes on. Let me reset the room, man. Appreciate everybody coming through, rocking with LV Live, man. Please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Also, too, man, for the first time coming through to this channel, please subscribe. Also, too, please leave comments, man. I appreciate everybody coming through, rocking with me, man. Hit that like button for me, man. Please. We rocking tonight. Oh, let me go in the chat, man. See what everybody's saying, man. Knicks will be 25-26. His media was posted up until the third quarter of fourth. Yo, they ran out of things to say, man. They ran out of things to say. They ran out of things to say because they realized, they said, yo, they were saying to themselves, yo, we can't equate. We can't really make up why. Yo, come on, man. You know why this is happening, man. Your analytics can't tell the truth because dudes is out there playing ball, man. They digging deep to get this win. They want it. They want it more than the champs. And in order to beat the champs, you got to knock them out. They wanted it, man. That's it. Your analytical numbers can't figure that out. You know why? Because you don't know what it's like, man, that locker room. That's what it is, man. NBIC is back. Here he goes, guys. Let's go. Everybody back up. Get ready. I'm just trying to prepare you guys. This happens every year. And when we lose, then everyone acts like they were in a funeral. Everything goes out the window. NBIC, I don't think anyone feels that way, man. I don't think anybody feels that way. True story, NBIC. I'm once again, appreciate you coming to rock on me. If they lose in this series, I'm not going to feel any type of way. I'm going to feel happy. You know why? Because we've reached our ceiling. This is the expectation going into the season. Eastern Conference Finals are bust. So to me, I don't care if we lose it. We're basically where we should be with the team that they assembled. Next year should be the championship year when we fill out the bench. That was the goal. But the way things are looking, the way they're lining up, we could jump that and be in the finals this year. So why wait till next year when it can happen this year? It's nothing to prepare for, man. You got to be happy where you at, man. Be happy where you at. Big Task says, here we go. We did exactly what we're supposed to do this season. Agreed. Agreed, Big Task. Agreed. This roller says they was jealous. We outside. Yo, agreed, man. Agreed. They want to be us, man. They want to be us. Bad. Vibe says, yo, Wendy, yo, listen. I saw Wendy a couple of times saying, yo, I just don't understand. I just don't, he can't wrap his head around it, man. And he got hit with that with that New York City realness, man. This ain't Cleveland, homeboy. This ain't Cleveland. You walk these streets, you better be careful. You get see that's the difference, Vibes. If you ain't from out here, everybody in here, you know the boroughs you're from. You know, right? When you go to a different borough, you gotta be on point, right? This ain't your hood. You gotta be on point. I'm from uptown. Everybody know I'm from uptown, from Harlem. When I go to Brooklyn, I'm my head is on a swivel. I tuck my chain in. I'm careful. When I go to certain parts of Queens, anybody have my Queens dudes up in here, you gotta go out to by Baisley. Or I go to Jamaica Avenue. I gotta keep my head on a swivel, man. I ain't from out here. So you gotta be on point. You can't be he loose. He walking around the city free like it ain't nothing. He on TV running his mouth. That's how you know he ain't from here. Because you know. You from the BX, you gotta be careful you going out to Long Island. You going out to Roosevelt Fields or whatever out there. You know what I mean? Roosevelt. Gotta be careful out there, man. You from the Bronx. That's far. He got caught slipping, man. He got caught slipping. Then the dude put the mic at him and said, yo, knock it off. We don't want to hear what you gotta say. And I like Wendy. They was also doing wild stuff too. They was throwing stuff at him out. No, they shouldn't be doing that. They should. You can say what you want to him. Let him keep pushing. That's it. But don't throw stuff at the guy. You know what I'm saying? Let him live. He's still a person. But you know, you could let him know he was wrong. See nothing wrong with that. Vibe says, what about the team going out and not drinking or accepting champagne from the celebrities? Oh, yeah, they went out the other night. Yeah, I thought that was great, man. I thought that was great. I think they, man, you got to celebrate a moment like this, Vibes, man. This is a situation for a lot of these guys of something they dreamed of, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is an ill thing, man. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's right that they go out and they kind of like, it's the fruits of their labor, man. It's the fruits of their labor. And I think that it's important. You know what I'm saying? That they do that. You know what I'm saying? With people who have come and supported them. You know what I mean? So I think it's cool, man. But they ain't no city better than this, man. None. NBIC, here he is. He's back. He said, you should care. We are a major city. We are New York. Why settle for less? Come on, this is what I'm saying. Championship or bust. NBIC, man, it can't be a championship or bust if your ceiling was Eastern Conference Finals. For the Celtics, yeah, because they're defending champs. But you have a goal. A goal was Eastern Conference or bust. It wasn't championship or bust because we felt we were a year out from that. Because we still need to build up our bench. This team, this is only year one of this. Year one. Cat just got here. Bridges just got here. This is year one of this. So we are basically ahead of schedule. If we want to be honest. And so that's the beauty of this year. That's the beauty of this season. And so this is exciting, man. This is exciting. We're exciting. I'm glad we're basically playing the Pacers because I do want revenge against them dudes, man. Especially against McConnell and Halliburton. They be running their mouths, man. They just be yapping. So I want that get back. And we got to get that. So to correct you, sir, it was Eastern Conference or bust. But let me talk about, so you guys said it, man. You guys said that, we got to celebrate with the people, right? It was nice. They had champagne. They did all that stuff, right? Let me kind of show you exactly just the love that's out there, man. Let me show you a video here. This was by I don't want to play the music, but this is basically behind the scenes. That's Leon right there with his family. I think his daughter shot this. You see a Leon there. It looks emotional. This is an ill time. Look at Brunson right there hugging Leon in the truck. You know what I'm saying? So this is all of a family affair that's behind the scenes in the garden there. These guys really, really committed to this, man. You can see, look all the love, man. Look all that. You think these guys didn't want it, man? These guys, this joint is emotional, man. Look at the city right there. Look at that. That's why they hate us, man. You see that? Look at the fans out there, man. Look at that. Look at the Empire State Building. That's why they jealous, man. Look at West, World Wide West. Look at pumping his fist. They wish they was us, man. They wish they was us. But you see that emotion from those guys? You see that those guys really invested, man. I've talked to you guys before about this. This is all deep-rooted, man. This is all these Jersey cats coming together. We've talked about, Brunson and Leon being his godfather and, Jalen Brunson's dad being his first agent. Leon being his first agent. Tibbs being Leon's agent. Tibbs being Leon's client. The relationship that they had with Karl-Anthony Towns, that they watched Towns grow because they was close to his pops. So they've been watching Towns since he was growing up in Jersey. This is how deep this goes, man. So that's why you see the emotion from those guys and their families, because all these guys are connected. Everybody knows everybody. This is not just business. This ain't just, do your work and go home. No, this is deeper, man. These guys have families together. They're all connected. So it feels like feels like you're winning this with your family that you've known for decades now. They remember Brunson when Brunson was in Pampers, man. They remember Cap when Cap was in Pampers. This is ill what's happening right now in the city. So that's why you're seeing the emotion here. That's why you're seeing the emotion. And it's real. It's a real emotion. It's not fake. So what we got going here, man, is something special, man. It's something special. And I think people need to pay attention to that and identify that. And stay out of the analytics. This Rover says Leon has every right to be proud of his boys. Agreed. This Grover. Big Chaz says, look at that, man. The Eastern Conference Finals didn't even start yet. Agreed, man. Agreed. Leon's son, Sam, is Skipper and OG. Walker, no agent. Word up. That's right. That's right, Disc Grover. He got OG here. Always is all behind the scenes stuff, right? Working with the force. OG Walker. Oh, man. But listen, people, let me get up out of here. Listen, I appreciate everybody coming through rocking with me on this rivalry renewed playoff preview show, man. New York Knicks against the Indiana Pacers. The game will be Wednesday, and I will be going live after the game. So please come through and check it out. All right, people, listen, please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Hit that like button, people. All right. Also, too, if it's your first time coming through rocking with me and my crew, please subscribe to the channel. All right. Also, too, if you want to leave comments, you can leave comments because I do respond to comments. All right. So please do so. All right, listen, people, I'm LV Live, and that's my show. I'm out of here. Listen, I'll be back Wednesday to talk about post-game. Hopefully, we go out 1-0 in the series, so please come through and check it out. All right, people, I'm LV Live, and that's my show, and I'm out of here, people. Let's do it.